us about yourself. Where are you from, what, and where did you study?
So my name is Dr Zethu Mkhwanazi. In short, people call me Zethu. So I am from KZN, in a small town called Duba. Went to Stellenbosch. I had two majors, majored in two subjects, which was plant production and agricultural extension. Graduated there 2014, and I came to the University of Pretoria for my honors. Initially, I wanted to pursue my honors in plant production. However, things didn't work out, and I then took on my second major, which is agricultural extension, and went on for masters also in the same major, and diverted a bit for PhD because I went to look into food safety, governance and policy, which is more on social sciences than science.
So what sparked your interest in policy and governance?
To tell the truth, my interest is more on farming than policy and governance. So what sparked my interest there is that I have a farming background. My dad is a farmer, sugarcane, and also some, cash crops as well. So what sparked my interest in policy, to be honest, it was by chance. So I wanted to do my research in informal sector because it's where also my dad is working at. So what he is also doing, beside farming, he's also a mediator between the street vendors and the farmers. So I also wanted to learn the dynamics there and all that. So because I was doing my PhD under a certain project, I couldn't because there was already an existing study that has been done on that. So I had to look for an alternative, which was then looking at the food safety aspect. So, and then the policy, the governing space of it. So that's how the policy and governance came about.
Are there any specific scientists or researchers who have influenced your work?
To be honest, I don't have any in mind except just it's been my dad. It's been like trying to learn, to know my dad more. I think we also we can look at it at that angle, and also just, it also sparked a passion for me, in me rather, to, also draw me into that space. And so I also wanted to learn more about it. So I would say my dad is my scientist.
Can you share a memorable moment or a breakthrough moment in your career?
Oh, so I did my PhD during COVID time, and I had to interview government officials who are working specifically in food safety. And that was hard to find. And I spent a whole year without data. And then the second year, around March, I only had 2 interviews done, and we were aiming for 50. And also for a study or PhD study or any study, you need to have a certain number to reach for, like have a certain target for your work to be valid, and also for the analysis. Had 3 people. April, May, June, nothing. July, nothing. August, and then I was on my final extension year. I had to do something. And then we had to explore a way of doing a focus group discussion, but we did not have funds for that. And we had to do it online. So we did it through Food Imbizo. So it was in November now that we had done that. And luckily, the turnout, it was impressive. The participation and also the representation from different institutions and stakeholders was amazing. And after that, I was like, it's like I'm dreaming. Like I struggled for over a year to get data, and like there's progress. So that was a breakthrough for me.
Apart from the challenges that you experienced with meeting your quota, what other challenges have you faced in your research, and how did you overcome these challenges?
I think the main one was the data collection. And like I explained, that was the huge one. But also during my research, I think this is personal, I got injured, and at some point I couldn't move. So I was sitting and also on crutches for some time and was in pain. I think that was also one of the challenges, because I think it affected me emotionally, because at some point I thought maybe I'm not going to be able to walk again. So also that happened at the same time as the data collection thing happened. So it became a lot I could handle. So I had to also enroll myself for therapy. I think that helped a lot.
How do you stay motivated and inspired in your research?
It's hard to stay motivated. I think it's more like a roller coaster. Today I'm motivated, tomorrow I am tired. I can just read a page and I'm done for the day. But at the end, I have an idea of what I want to achieve by the end of the year. I have also targets and a work plan that I have for myself and just for my career. So that keeps me motivated. Like if I stay in the space of procrastination or laziness for too long, I'm not gonna get far. So having that blend out also, it pushes me that I have to achieve something and I have to meet a certain deadline.
How do you balance your professional and personal life?
I am not an outgoing person, I would say. So I draw up a schedule, like a timetable for myself. From this time to this time, I'm at work. From this time at this time, I'm at the library focusing on my work. And then I can take maybe after church, Sunday I do nothing. So that is my personal time. But 7 days I have to, push this work. So I had to draw a timetable to plan my life. So from there, I think till now, I think I'm using that same system. Now I can try. I've adapted to the environment of juggling things at once, and it's working for me.
Can you share a funny or an interesting story from your research?
So, funny thing is, I've never met my main supervisor in person. I've done my PhD, I'm done, but I've never met my supervisor in person. We always met via Zoom, Google Meet, and that's it. Yeah.
What advice would you give someone starting a career in your field?
I think we need to adapt, be agile and apply the agility, adaptability, and resilience. Saying this because, yes, I want to be a scientist, and I want to be an expert in a specific topic, but also it helps to be agile to also know what is happening in other spaces, which influence the space that you want to be an expert in. Also not to work in a silo or be in a narrow, work in a narrow mind. Also just be agile. And also it's academia for me, it's an ever-changing space. So you need to adapt, you need to learn and unlearn things, and also be resilient, because it's not an easy journey. It takes sometimes, most of the time things never goes according to our plan. So we need to have that resilience in mind, that if things don't work, I can still bounce back, and it's not the end of the road. And just work on your own pace and focus on your journey, on yourself and what you're doing, and not the rumors on the side and everything.
How do you think your field of study will evolve in the future, and what excites you about its evolution?
Well, I am in food safety space, and looking at how technology is evolving. So it means also technology is evolving as well within the food safety space, which means the areas of research are also expanding, which brings more excitement. Like, okay, I need to learn more on how this technology, can assist with surveillance, we can assist with databases, because it's one of the things that we are struggling with in South Africa. Surveillance and food safety and all that, and the national databases to keep information on the outbreaks, on the recalls, on that, which are mostly joined, which could be used by either government or non-governmental institution. I think for me, I'm excited to see how the future holds for us, because I think there's a lot to be done in this space, especially seeing the cases on food fraud and all that. I think with the more the cases arise of such kind, is also just open another door of research to see how we can attend to this matter. So it's very exciting then to know also that I have so much work to do, and I have so much to contribute and to learn.